My name is Adrian Nantchev, and this channel is all about helping you become a remarkable entrepreneur. So click on the subscribe button below and press the bell notification right next to it for the latest uploads. Now, how do you go about turning your ideas into reality? Firstly, take in more knowledge, learn more stuff, learn some more smart, cool stuff, learn more about business, marketing, finance and beyond, venture capital and beyond. Because your brain, your mind needs to have like a knowledge pool, a reservoir of knowledge, that when new images, comments, inputs, whatever comes into your mind, you can generate more ideas from it. In this icon, this image enters your brain, it bounces around, ricochets and fission and fusion like nuclear explosions, atoms colliding with atoms and ricocheting all over the place, generates ideas. That is how you become more resourceful, because you got more ideas, more creativity in how to work with the tools you've got right now. Prime example, I can write a book and put it on Amazon, boom, create opportunity from nowhere, create awareness, reputation, respect, etc. So then, with these ideas, write them down. Write them down. There's a mistake I made 7 years ago, seven odd years ago, where I had these ideas. I had these ideas here and there, but I never wrote it down. My tutor years ago once said to me, you know, a lot of people will have all these cool ideas, but in one ear, in one eye, out the other, gone, forgotten about, lost for ages, you know, lost, forgotten about. Write your ideas down, because you might not be able to apply them today, but next week, next month, a year, you've got the time, you got, you know, a virtual assistant or whatever, you can do these ideas then. I got some ideas that I got about a year ago, just under 10 months ago, roughly 11 months ago, and it's like I needed an assistant to do this stuff properly. Properly, that's the key word there, to do it properly. And it's like, okay, I'm working towards that now. Let's do it, and then let's do it on scale, you know. And that leads me into the third one: you need to act, because you see, ideas are cheap. Ideas are a dime a dozen, whatever. Okay, who cares? Ideas are the modern day alchemy, turning everyday objects, copper for example, into gold, right? Gold, right? Ideas are useless, but you need to act upon them. And you can't act on something unless you've got the knowledge to create things, and unless you dare to also act upon it. You know, and that's comfort, and that's tenacity, you know. I'm writing a book at the moment on marketing, a business book, non-fiction book, and it's like, I just made it a reality, you know. I didn't bother. There was no fear. There's no fear. Well, I started a crazy business a few years ago, selling personalised messages on potatoes in the UK, called potatointhepost.com. I started like at the idea in August, and by late September we were up and running. And it's like there was no fear. Fear exists only to be conquered. We only have two fears naturally. First one is fear of falling from great heights. Second one is loud noises. You know, loud noises. So it's like, everything else is man-made. Everything else is in our head. So get to it, you know. You got to act upon your ideas, because if you don't act upon it, you're losing momentum. And then, you know, when you're 50 years later or 80 years later, whatever from now, you're on your deathbed saying to yourself, "Oh, if only I'd done this. If only, if only, if only," living a life of regret. So you got to act. If you don't act, opportunity will miss you by and go past and fly on. And it's like all you have to do is act. Step out your comfort zone. You know. There's a song, I can't remember now. Step out. One of the lyrics is something like "Step out of the ordinary into the extraordinary." You know, and then I can't remember it now, but the principle I go by is to get extraordinary results, you have to do extraordinary things. To get unusual results, you have to do unusual things. If you'll be doing the same thing everyone else is doing, normal stuff, the ordinary stuff, you're going to get normal results and normal and ordinary results as well. But if you're doing unusual stuff, you're going to get unusual results appearing on TV, on radio and beyond. If you're doing extraordinary things, then you're an extraordinary story, and extraordinary results are going to happen to you because you're doing things differently. There's an interesting thing that I've realised, what I call the paradox of perceived competition. So you've got 10 people, and then 9 of them will say, starting a business is too risky, I'm going to get a job instead. It's safer. but there's only 8 jobs in existence, so one person is going to miss out. Well, there could be 6 jobs in existence, so people are going to miss out. But that one person that says, I'm going to do the opposite, I'm going to start a business, because he's the only one that thinks that, he inadvertently has got no competition, because all the other competition, or potential competition, other potential entrepreneurs are thinking too risky, so they're chasing the jobs, but that one guy is then starting a business, and therefore he's got no competition, inadvertently. And it's the same with what I'm doing. Relatively speaking, there's no competition out there. When I published one of my first books, I did a quick Amazon search, and I'm like the 3rd result or something, and it's like, you're telling me, in a world of what, 7-8 billion people, and in the West, call it 500 million, a billion people or so in the West, you know, America, Canada, Australia, Europe, and beyond, you're telling me I'm like 3rd result for this certain keyword on Amazon? It's like, no way, all these millions and millions of people and not another one is really competing with me on this specific thing. Oh, there's no competition, forget about it, supply and demand, you know. So you've got to act on your ideas. You don't want to be on a deathbed regretting what you've done. You know, there's a thing called the regret minimization framework that I learned years ago. It's taking where you are today and taking a step back and then looking at your life on the big picture, on the grand scheme. Looking at your life 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 40 years from now, 80 years from now, and looking at this big scale and saying, what do I regret doing? What do I regret not doing? You know, if I do this, will I regret this 5 years from now, 10 years from now? You know, if I'm doing this thing on a Saturday or a Sunday or a Monday, will I regret that? Will I even think about it 6 months from now? If the answer is no, you're not going to think about it 6 months from now, it's not going to affect you 6 months from now, then don't worry about it, right? Don't worry about it, and then look at the big picture again, because that way you can then identify potential regrets in your life. Saying, if I do this for X many years, or if I don't do that, or if I do this, then I'll have regret later on down in life. Then I'll say to myself, why didn't I do it? Why? I got into entrepreneurship because I could predict in 2014, 3 years ago, that by 2030, earlier, 2020 even, I would look back at 2014 and think, Adrian, why didn't I do this? Why didn't I become an entrepreneur, do stuff, write up? Well, now I'd look back and say, why didn't I write a book? You know, why didn't I? And I can fairly confidently say, I'll have more regrets through action as opposed to inaction. Meaning, I'll have more regrets and say to myself, oh, why did I spend my time doing that? What a silly, strange thing. Why did I work on this? Why did I? So that's what it's all about, action. It helps to reduce regrets in life. And you've got to take these ideas down because you can always apply them later on with new skills or new creativity, new resourcefulness, new ideas, new connections. Don't forget, don't throw it away, because you can always take it and reverse engineer it or apply it in another business in the future. But then also learn new things. Increase your knowledge, increase your reservoir, what I call this jar of knowledge in your brain, because that way then when you see things, you can then be more creative. You can then, it sparks ideas, and it's like, that's amazing. You can learn a lot of stuff from there. You know, you get this image comes into your head, and it ricochets and bounces off other experience and knowledge particles you've got, and it's in the reservoir pool of knowledge, and it's like, oh cool, let's do this, let's do that, let's create this, let's create that, let's do all these amazing cool things, and it's like, that's what you could do, you know, just be more resourceful. So my question to you today is, how are you turning your ideas into reality? How are you turning your ideas into reality? What I've just outlined is my method of doing it. How are you making your ideas a reality? That's the question. Comment below. However, remember also that this channel is all about helping you become a remarkable entrepreneur. So go out there today and do something remarkable with your life. But in the meantime, click on the subscribe button below and press the bell notification right next to it for the latest uploads. How cool is that?